In the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through the secret sauce that SaaS marketing agencies use to convert local businesses into sticky, monthly recurring revenue using GoHighLevel. This is the exact process that helped us get to 301 active monthly paying clients with this exact structure. Now, the beauty of why you'd want to do this is that when you get to the point where you do have a couple of hundred subscribers, maybe you're at 10, 20, 30K a month mark, that is completely different to getting to that same point with standard agency services like $2,000 per month clients. It's completely different. It's completely different than closing high ticket sales and getting to 30K per month. Once you get to that point, you typically stay there. Your churn is, from my experience, about 5%. But apart from that, you're not really going down month on month, right? Your fulfillment structure is built on a software that does $500 million. If I had $500 million, it has 3 million users on the platform. You can benefit from their innovation, right? You can benefit from all the advancements they put onto the platform. That's your typical service. So it's a really powerful model, and it's really powerful if you invest your time into actually building this structure, because you're not building just a business that has a set revenue. You're building an incredibly profitable source with massive margins. We operate at 80% profit margins on it, and you have sticky monthly recurring revenue that comes in every single month. Your fulfillment is very simple, it's taken care of. If you follow the structures I'm going to take you through here, your support queries, which is a question I get quite often, actually drop drastically because of a way we bring the person onto the platform. So if you're tired of leads going nowhere and you've got a SaaS agency, or you're looking to start one and you're seeing a lot of them out there and you're wondering, how do you separate yourself from the competition? How do you compete? How do you get those clients? This is what I'm going to take you through. I'm going to take you through the secret sauce of how to build predictable monthly recurring revenue. Now, there's a couple of key mistakes that people make when they're selling this to local businesses. First of all, they sell the software, they don't sell solutions or transformations. You need to focus on transformations, not features. We're not selling database reactivation. I'm not selling AI chatbots or funnel building for that matter. I'm actually turning the entire process into a system, a transformational system that focuses on the business owner's key goal, which is to increase the revenue, to increase their sales. So I'm never ever selling the software. Have a look, think back to ClickFunnels, right? They never sold the software. They sold the abilities to build funnels to increase their sales, to increase sales through funnels, through webinar funnels, direct sales pages. But it was all about revenue, making money with this process. And then they got people to use the platform using the challenge, right? The one funnel away challenge. It got people to start building on the platform, which is a time investment. It focuses on the business owner's main pain points. The second issue is the wrong price point. Everybody gravitates, and we've got something like 450 members within one of our groups that launch these systems. And everybody always asks me the same question, which is, should I go for a higher price point? $297 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month? Honestly, you're creating your own challenges if you do that. The reason for this is because as you get to those higher price points, it becomes harder to sell, right? It is more difficult. It is more challenging to sell at those price points. Sometimes once you get above maybe the $500 a month mark, you start needing sales calls, and adds a layer of problems. Your fulfillment also has more pressure on it. It's less likely to just rebill automatically every month. And honestly, your churn is much higher because that 297 is now a larger expense, right? As things get tighter in their business, as they have a bad month, they start to view this as an expense that they can cut. Whereas when you focus on those lower price points and say $97 per month, yes, it's harder to get. You need more people to get to that 30K a month mark. But once you're there, your retention is so strong that you stay there. Your fulfillment is much easier because you don't have as much pressure on the fulfillment. So yes, it is harder, but it is worth it to really focus on those price points, focus on no-brainer offers, no-brainer price points, and bring those customers on and have them actually stick with you. That's the beauty of this process. So everybody goes for the wrong price point. You'll see so many people out there going for $497 a month and things like that. My eyes, it's not what led to our success. It's the wrong way to do it. The next is offering free trials. So we want to acquire paying clients from day one. People offer free trials because they see GoHighLevel doing that now. They see so many other software companies doing this, but the problem is these software companies don't necessarily know how to sell something, right? They all offer free trials, and This is why they bleed for 2 years. They might not make any money. They might not break even. They might not make any profit for 2 years. And they're banking on that customer continuing and that shift happening, right? So we would never offer free trials, and we never really have on the front end. Yes, sometimes as a caveat, sometimes we've had an internal promotion for free trials. I've done it before, but my stance now is I would never do it because of the issues it creates. Yes, sometimes I'll offer a $1 free trial as a downsell in a funnel, but that's it. But again, that's more so whether I like doing that or not. It's yet to be determined, right? It's yes, it does convert. Yes, it brings people on the platform, but I can tell you that any problems you have, come from those customers. We've got the data to prove it. So you don't want to be offering free trials. What you have to do is you have to acquire paying clients from the start. So how do you do this? Well, you've got to have an automated sales system. You've got to use a ladder funnel, which brings people in and nurtures them and educates them and allows you to use paid advertising without risking ad spend from day one. This means you can spend $100, $200, $300 per day. It doesn't really matter because you have that money coming back to you on a daily basis, plus the monthly recurring revenue building. Think about it. If you spend $100 tomorrow, but you have $100 in sales coming back, plus your monthly recurring revenue number increases by, say, $97, you can rinse and repeat that process because there's no loss for you, right? You're breaking even every day, but you're getting paying subscribers in the door. That's the secret. So we can go faster and market harder than everybody else because we're breaking even daily. It doesn't matter to us. How do we do this? Through the ladder funnels. So if you have a look in my channel, other videos, you'll see these ladder funnels in action. This is what we're doing. This is how we do it. This is how we acquire paying subscribers without offering free trials. Works beautifully, and it's the only way I would sell software. Then you've got the commodity services, right? Everybody offers the Google reviews, or they offer Google business profiles, or review management in general, or database reactivation. They basically are AI chatbots. They try to offer it as a particular service and bring customers in, but this completely omits the fact that that's not their main primary goal for the business owner. That's not what they care about. They don't care how you do it. Most of the time, I've had one person ever care how we do it. One person out of thousands. So I'm going to, based on my data, I'm going to say that the majority don't care. So we have to focus on the problems the business owner has, not those particular services. Now, the core secret, the secret sauce essentially in this process, and how to actually acquire those clients and to make sure that you are not stuck with those so many people that can't get any clients on their software and they're just paying a monthly fee for the software itself. The key behind it, the secret sauce, is in this process. You've got to position for high demands. You must solve pain points. Basically, increase sales. Every business owner wakes up in the morning and they think, generally speaking, how do I increase my sales? They look at their accounts, they look at their bank account, they look at any CRMs they use for tracking their sales, their payment platforms, and they think, yesterday was a good day, how do I do this today? Or yesterday was a bad day, how do I change this today? If they don't have sales, if they don't have customers coming in the door, if they don't have any of that, it's pain, right? Every day they're reminded of that pain. Let's say it is a plumber. If that phone doesn't ring for new customers, it's painful, right? It's rubbed salt in the wound. So it doesn't matter if you hit them with database reactivation, they're not going to listen to you because they think, well, I need new customers coming in the door. That's the secret. I've got to have new customers. They're not going to listen to you. If you offer them websites, they're not going to listen to you. Why? Because the priority problem for them, number one, is always going to be, I need new customers. So instead of trying to sell these services, you've got to position yourself for the pre-existing demand. Why are you trying to push water uphill? They want something. They want increased sales. So you have to position yourself as a provider of increased sales. Now, how would you do this? Well, you can take all the different tools that GoHighLevel use and turn them into a transformational system. Think about adding funnel building as an aspect. So that's where their sales come from. You can have a traffic component, the Google business profile, and the review management. You can add Google ads in there, Facebook ads, a simple process for them to run. You can use an extension on GoHighLevel like Ply or something like that. Simple process. That's where the traffic comes from. Then you have the AI chatbots who nurture the customers and get them to convert and book appointments or get the phone to ring and get them in the calendar. Then you've got the database reactivation to make sure you're maximizing those leads. And also, as a cherry on top, a cash flow system, you can add the database reactivation to boost that immediate cash flow. That, all those different components, I would work them into one transformational system. So I'm not selling each component, I'm selling the whole circle as a transformational system that will increase their sales. I did one in the insurance space, which was the top producer system, right? That's what I coined it. Very similar systems, but it sells because it is a system that can increase their sales. It solves their problems. They don't care what it's made up of. They just want to increase their sales. So that's how you get attraction. That's how you position yourself for demand and stop pushing water uphill, because the demand is already there. You just have to position your business to sit right where the demand is. Now, the secret to the SaaS model is to also reduce support. A lot of people ask me, well, if you have 100, 200, 300 subscribers, how do you deal with all the support components? And yes, you can outsource this. You can have different platforms like HL Pro Tools and such, or Extendly or whatever, to provide support to your customers. But really, the secret is, if you are relying on those services, yes, they're great, they work. But if you are in a position where you're forced to get that kind of service, not just a nice to have, you're forced to get it, it means your customers are coming on and they're getting overwhelmed. There's lots of questions, they're feeling overwhelmed, and that leads to churn. So it solves your problem, but it doesn't really solve the core roots problem, which is you're overwhelming your customers. Now, it's the one curse with GoHighLevel, right? It has a lot of bells and whistles, it has a lot of features, it has a lot of areas that you can get lost in. So how do you stop that happening? Well, the secret to this is actually giving them context. We bring every customer in on the system itself, this transformational process that is positioned for the demand. So if I bring them in for that system, they're not looking at all of the different bells and whistles. They're focusing on implementing this one core system, which might have funnel building. It might have AI chatbots, which we can pre-set up. It might have the database reactivation or review management systems and workflows all pre-set up. So I'm reducing their focus. I'm concentrating it into one area, which I've already pre-built most of the systems. I've pre-built training on that, not just general training, but on that specific process. I've pre-built it, and that reduces the amount of questions we receive. And it also condenses them into one area, which makes it the same question every time that we can just answer very quickly. So it's not about giving them every aspect or every tool or training on every aspect of the platform. It's about keeping their focus in one area that then means your support is reduced. Clear goals, provide context. You've also got to build confidence with the platform. Now, what I mean by this, well, you want to make sure that they're getting wins. If they feel overwhelmed, they're going to churn, they're going to leave, and that's going to impact your numbers and your overall growth. If they come in and they're not achieving anything, they're going to churn every single time. These are the two components that lead to churn. So we have to build confidence. We want them to make small, achievable steps. If that's connecting their domain, I'm going to celebrate that. If that is creating their website or getting their images in there or getting some copy using the AI functions that we have. If it involves getting their first workflow launched or their leads uploaded to the platform, or if it involves setting up their little business profile, every single thing, we're making a big song and dance about it, right? Because it builds confidence. They're doing it. That is confidence in the platform, and it gets them to keep logging in. So every email we send, it encourages them to log back into the platform. And also, step number 4 here, or key component number 4, encouraging time investment. So by building that confidence, getting those small steps, I'm getting time investment. It's not about just them paying you money and that's their investment in the platform. That gets the initial purchase. But what gets you the retention is actually time investment. It's the second, probably the most valuable aspect or thing a customer can actually give you, which is their time. So if you can get their monetary investment plus their time investment, that means you're going to be profitable and they're going to stick around. So by using these small steps, these small components, you get them to log into the platform to complete a certain action. That's another box ticked in their journey. Remember, I've created a system, so I've got a journey plan for them to launch executing this system. Next, they've ticked another box, another milestone in the roadmap, right? They've ticked that off. Confidence built, time invested, retention. That's how you get them to use the platform without overwhelm and stick around. So the key is positioning for high demand, structuring your offer around increasing sales and streamlining operations to tap into high demand markets. The high demand is already there. It exists already. Don't try to create your own demand in other markets and other areas. Use the demand that's already there. Don't push water uphill. You've got to emphasize transformation as well. So highlight how your solution can transform daily business operations, giving the business owner the ability to focus on core competencies and growth. If they can focus on this because they know their sales are increasing, they're going to stick around because you become indispensable to that business. You've also got to demonstrate impact. So this is important. It's not about we sent out this many emails or we contacted this many leads or we got this response rate. You have to clearly show the tangible, keyword is tangible, positive impact your SaaS solution is going to have, focusing on the direct problem the business owner has on a daily basis. So I'm not talking about the bells and whistles. I'm not talking about all the nice things they have, the leads they can upload and contact. I'm talking about their problem is more sales. They want more sales. So everything I have to focus on how this leads them, this function, this component, this feature leads to them getting more sales. And that is the secret to all of this. So got to reduce support questions by providing context, giving the customers a focus, milestones, a journey essentially to really help them execute on what their core goal is. I've got to make them approach the software with a clear goal in mind. So I don't want them getting lost in all the bells and the whistles. They follow a guided path towards achieving their sales objective, because every day the business owner is waking up, they are facing the same problem, right? They're reminded of that problem. So if every day, think about in the fitness space, right? Where if you're going through a fitness challenge or something like that, oftentimes a personal trainer will get you to take a picture on a weekly basis. Why? Because it reminds you why you're doing it. It reminds you that you're not where you want to be. It's like rubbing salt in the wounds all the time. Well, every time a business owner wakes up, they go into their shop, their store, their restaurant, or it's a plumber that wakes up at 10 a.m. because they don't have any bookings at 8 a.m. It rubs salt in the wound. It reminds them why they need more sales, which in turn, if your solution is positioned to get them more sales, they're not canceling on you because you are the reason, the key to their success. And you've also got to create a direct pathway with them to take with supports for specific functions. So again, we're not telling them all the different features of the platform and going down rabbit holes. I want to give them less options. The more options you give to them, the more confused they're going to be. So my specific support functions are going to focus around the system that we provide. It reduces support, but it also keeps them on track. If you think about a sales process, they're on that straight line to closing. I want to close them every single month. That's the reality. That's how we get retention, by closing them every single month. So this is how we do it. We keep their focus very concentrated and provide support around those areas, because it makes them feel as if they're off of that, they're not doing the right thing, right? And the whole thing they want to do is make more money, make more sales. So if they're not doing that, they're not focusing on their key goals. Less options, more retention. So we build confidence through steps. We start with simple tasks like connecting a domain and quick wins to build momentum, like uploading their leads. Builds momentum, builds confidence. We break complex goals into smaller, more manageable steps that the clients can accomplish, because it builds the confidence. We've got to celebrate the small victories. This means that you can help them realize they're making progress. If they realize that they're making progress, if they say, well, I started here, now I'm here, they're going to stick with your platform. They're going to have retention because they're making the progress they wanted to make. Every day they wake up, the phone might ring one more time. They might have one more lead. They might have a launch coming up. They've been working towards a big email campaign on the platform. Again, that's happening. That is progress. We can remind them of that progress. We've also got to provide encouragement where we need it, right? So confidence is always key. When we're launching new SaaS solutions, we've got to provide lots of encouragement and support. But again, remember, not support about anything and everything, support about that specific transformation. The more specific, the more we can keep them on track, the more success they will have, and the more success you're going to have as well. We've got to make sure that the SaaS solution is a core part of their daily workflow, which means they're logging into it on a daily basis, or at least every second day. Doesn't matter what they're doing. I want them logging in every day. I want them to build that pattern every day. I want them to check their leads, check for any responses, check for any conversations. I'm going to train that behavior. If I train that behavior, they retain. It's all about training behavior with the business owners. I've got to focus on revenue generating activities. So I'm focusing on driving revenue. Again, because they wake up every day and that's their key focus. So any emails that I send, I'm going to focus on revenue, like launching appointment booking bots or activating a new database reactivation campaign is another key aspect they can use. So let's say I've got my existing users. I don't stop sending them emails. I send them regular emails because I want to keep them logging into the platform. One of those emails would be, it's a perfect time on a Monday morning to launch a database reactivation campaign to fill your calendar as a cash flow campaign. So here's a step-by-step process you can use to launch your database reactivation campaign. Import this workflow, logging back in to the platform again. So I'm training that behavior by focusing on what they want, which is more revenue, and giving them simple, easy steps to get them back on the platform. This is going to drive your long-term retention. The more time and the more energy a client invests, it's not about the money, the harder it's going to be for them to leave. Position your SaaS as an essential transformative part of their business that solves their daily problems. That is the secret. So regular communication, we've got to give them emails. Don't just stop, once they're on the platform, your job is not done. It's not about just always sales and marketing emails. I have specific sequences built out for existing customers. We don't sell to them at all. All I'm doing is providing value, getting them back on the platform, performing actions. I'm giving them the quick wins that they need, right? Simple actions, habit forming. If it's towards the end of the month and they want to hit their goals, I'm going to send out a cash flow campaign, as a database reactivation one, where they can implement it in a couple of clicks, customizing it using the custom values. And they can click that, drive a little boost of sales, a little surge of sales at the end of the month, right? Positive experience, positive engagement with the platform gets retention. It builds loyalty and it builds that stick that you're looking for. So the key aspects of success in a nutshell here to summarize this video. Position for high demand. Make sure you're not pushing water uphill. Reduce your support questions, because if you do this, you've given them clear, definable objectives that they can focus on. They're going to be self-sufficient, and it's going to make sure you're positioned the right way. You're keeping that customer on track. You're not giving them too many options. And you've also got to integrate into daily operations. So it has to be a habit that every day they're logging into the platform. Make sure you're set up to remind that customer why they're on the platform and that they have momentum, the quick wins. It works really, really well, and it's going to help you drive retention. That wraps us up for the secret sauce behind SaaS agencies, how you get those customers in the door by positioning for high demand, and also how, most importantly, you keep those customers sticking around. If you like this content, let me know in the comments if you want to see conversations about or videos about certain aspects of this process. Let me know. I'm happy to take video ideas to produce them based on our experiences. And of course, like and subscribe to my channel for more insights like this, and I'll see you on the other side.